This meeting is being recorded.
All right, well,
This
hello
meeting is being
everybody,
recorded.
and welcome to Deep Stretch today. Very excited to have us all together. We are just walking around on our mat right now. To do our warm up today, I'm going to do more of like a lymphatic warm up. So, whether you're starting your day or ending your day, we're going to just get our lymph system moving before we go into our deep stretch. So, if you're just walking around on your mat, if you can come to a steady stop, I want you to just put your feet at a comfortable distance apart. So, it can be shoulder width, it can be wider, that's fine. And we're gonna do kind of a combination of calf raises and some arm swings. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go up on your tippy toes, and as you go up on your tippy toes, you're gonna bring your hands up over your head, and then you're gently gonna come down on your heels. As you come down on your heels, you're gonna throw your hands back towards your glutes. And why I say throw is because we want to use that vibration of bringing our hands down and our heels hitting the floor at the same time to wake up our lymphatic system. So we go up on our tippy toes and our hands go up over our head. Then we come down on our heels and our arms swing backwards. And you're just going to go up and down. I'm going to count in my head about how many I'm doing. We're only going to do about 15. And you're just going to do this. And as you do it, I want you to kind of just really throw those arms down. You can look straight ahead. And as your heels come down, let them come down, not like super aggressive, but, kind of enough where you disrupt or you at least feel that vibration in your legs. So this is a really good, so this lymphatic kind of wake up that I'm doing right now is actually a really good way to start and end your day, but especially how we start. I've done some different things like this when I teach classes, but I thought it'd be a nice kind of way to start our class today. For 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can walk out your feet if you need to just change positions. Our second one is going to be kind of like our relaxed torso twists. So my feet are pointing forward. You're going to rotate back behind you. So you're going to rotate back behind you, looking behind you as far as you can go. And then you're going to rotate to the other side, looking back as far as you can go. So you're just doing these rotating twists. As you're doing that, your hands are just using gravity to go back and forth. So you can go as fast or as slow as you want. And you're just going to take those hands and you're going to just tap either side of your body as you're going back and forth. So for me, sometimes I get dizzy, so I have to go a little bit slower. But again, we're just kind of waking up that spine, all that lymphatic system, just starting to get it to drain before we kind of go into our deep stretch. Good. A few more. And try to rotate a little bit more each time. Good. Beautiful. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Oh, all right, our next little lymphatic drainage system is what we're going to do is it's just kind of the shake. And so what I mean by that is you're going to just kind of, you can keep your heels on the ground. You're just going to kind of bounce up and down. So bending your knees and then extending your knees. And you're just going to kind of shrug your shoulders and you're going to just basically bounce. So you're going to bounce, just kind of having your whole body move. You can even shake your head yes. And we're just going to bounce for about 30 seconds. Again, just kind of getting that lymphatic system opened up. And it might feel weird. Some people do this in the morning and they'll do it for like a whole song, which is really, really good. It's amazing what you can do after 30 seconds. But again, we're just kind of bouncing everything up. It's kind of like another way to do a dynamic warm up. Feel free to like shake your hips a little bit. You can shake forward like with hinging at the hip. You can lean back. But we're just bouncing for about 15 more seconds. Good. And then we just have one more after this for our kind of our lymphatic wake up. And then we'll get right into deep stretch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this is what we're going to say. We're going to high five ourselves. So this is where you're going to just high five yourself everywhere on your body. You can do one leg at a time and then move around to your belly and your back, but you're literally just taking your hands and you're just patting the different parts of your body to, again, wake up that lymph system. So whether you're just waking up and this is the first movement of the day, or you've been doing stuff otherwise, you're just kind of high-fiving your body. I know some of you had said you've already been on several walks today, so that's great too. I took my dog Copper on a walk today, but I was a little stiff from yesterday's workout. My fiance was making fun of me. I was like, we cannot walk any faster than this pace right now. I was sore. So just little taps everywhere. Try not to hit the mic so you guys don't hear that. And you can even tap your face a little bit and the top of your head for 5 more seconds. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and shake everything out, and you can walk it out if you want to. All right, that is our warm up. We're going to go into our deep stretch. We are going to stand for the first part of it, not too long, and then we're going to move down to the mat all the way on the ground. But to start, what I want to do is I want to bring my hands up over my head, and we're going to do what I like to call the ladder stretch. So you're going to pretend like there's a ladder above your head, and you can look up as you do this. And I want you to reach your right hand a little bit higher than your left hand, and really just keep reaching your right and left hand like you're climbing a ladder. And as you're doing that, imagine your tailbone is like anchored into the ground by like a root. So that spine is stretching and elongating as we climb that ladder. Good. Now go ahead and take those hands and clasp them together. You can even pancake them together. And you're just going to reach those hands up together, pushing both of those palms to the sky. And just breathing. Trying to reach those hands up higher and higher. Good. And if you want, you can sway your hips back and forth. I sometimes naturally just do that because my hips are always pretty tight, especially from yesterday's workout. So we're going to be doing some hip releases today. And then as our next inhale, exhale, we're just going to let those hands come down. So inhale, exhale, arms come down. Beautiful job. Now with those hands at our sides, what I want you to do is I want you to put your fingertips towards the ground, and then I want you to push those fingertips as far as you can towards your toes. So looking straight ahead, almost like if you were carrying weights on your shoulder, or sorry, in your hands, and your shoulders are being forced down by gravity. Push those shoulders down and reach that head up high. You can look straight ahead, but just imagine someone's pulling your head up as we really get a nice, deeper shoulder stretch. And for right now, I just want you to keep that head straight. We are going to do some head things in a minute, but we're just pushing those fingertips down to the ground. I'm standing up nice and tall, so my chest is nice and wide. I have a nice slight knee bend. You can even engage your core if you want to get a little core work. Pushing those fingertips down. And we're breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Good. And I want you to take your head and I want you to turn to the right. So I just want you to turn your head to the right as you're pushing those shoulders or those fingertips down to the ground. Big inhales and exhales here, okay? So we're going to use our breath to deepen that stretch. Come back to center with your head. And now look to the left. Filling up your belly with that air. Good. Beautiful. And come back to center. All right, we're going to counter stretch now. I never tell you to do this, but I want you to bring your shoulders to your ears. So I want you to shrug your shoulders up to your ears so that you don't have any neck. And we're just gonna hold it and we're gonna squeeze, okay? So squeezing those shoulders to our ears, while this might not feel like a stretch, it is a counter stretch. And so what we hope is that after we do this and we finish our whole workout, your neck and your shoulders and all that tension that we carry in our jaw is going to just release and melt away. So just keep squeezing those shoulders to our ears for about 15 more seconds. Really get them up there. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring them down. Good. And go ahead and just rotate your shoulders backward. So just draw little circles with your shoulders. And as you do that, I really want you to open that chest as those shoulders go back. Squeeze those shoulder blades. And then as you come forward, round those shoulders forward. Go ahead and go the opposite way. Just getting some nice shoulder work. This next stretch we're going to do is if you have a wall, you're going to use a wall. And so we're just going to do a nice arm stretch on a wall. If you don't, or you have a chair or a desk, you can kneel and do the same thing. You just need something stationary. So we're going to go over to the wall. And I want you to place your left hand behind you on the wall. So my left hand is extended and behind me. My palm is flat on the ground. I'm facing forward while my left hand is behind me. And I'm just going to lean into the wall and press my weight into that left hand as it's just on the wall. So just kind of getting a nice interior stretch on our shoulder and our like elbow area. I'm just like, my brain is forgetting what that's called. It's not anterior, so I think it's posterior, but I can't remember. So we're just gonna really lean into that arm. I want you to keep your chest up. Sometimes we cave our chest here, so you can look up a little bit. And remember to breathe. So you might find if you're doing shallow breath, you don't get as much of a stretch. Breathe and expand that belly. And as you exhale, lean your weight more into that arm. Good. We're still holding this. We got some time left, about 45 seconds until we do the other arm. Well, we're going to do a counter stretch and then we'll do the other arm. But we're breathing. Good. Nice high chest. I want you to have a neck. Drop those shoulders down a little bit. See if you get a different stretch. Deep stretch and just stretching in general is also about feeling where you need to go. So if you find a spot when you're breathing or shifting your weight a little bit where it's a little bit more tension, then feel free to stay there and just breathe into that space. 15 more seconds. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you're gonna face the wall now, and that left hand is going to come across your body, almost like if you were holding your elbow with your opposite hand. So the hand's gonna come across the body. The top of my hand, so the top of my left hand is gonna be on the wall. My left arm is gonna be fully extended. So basically, it's almost like I'm about to give myself a hug, but my hand's on the wall. Okay. And so you're just going to lean into the wall with your arm just in front of you. Now, if you don't feel a stretch like this, you can do it the standard way where my left hand goes across my body, I take my right hand and I pull my elbow close to my chest. So whichever gives you a better stretch, you can do that. And you want to pull it across your body. Good. Just kind of leaning that weight in to that elbow on the wall. Good. And we're holding and breathing. Perfect. All right, we're gonna take that left hand up high, palm on the wall. So as high as you can go with that palm on the wall with your left hand. And you're just going to lean your armpit. So lean your weight and your armpit into the wall. So really reaching those fingertips up as you lean your armpit and your chest into the wall to get a nice stretch where I hope would be on the outside of where your armpit is and the inside of your armpit. Such a weird word, armpit. I was like,
So
I don't know if there's an end.
we're facing straight into the wall, or we're facing the wall. We're not facing sideways.
Correct. You're
We're
just
facing
facing the
straight in.
wall. It's almost like you're high-fiving and leaning into the wall. Like a
Okay,
big,
so it's almost
yeah.
like we're going to go rock climbing. We're getting as close to the wall as we can get. Okay.
Yes, exactly. And just reaching and stretching. You can press your weight into the palm of your hand to see if you can get a deeper stretch. You also can walk your feet away a little bit if that helps to get a deeper stretch into that arm. Just about 15 more seconds, and then we're going to go to the other arm. You're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and let that left arm come down, and you can shake it out. We're going to do it. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Oh, sorry. We're going to do our right hand now. You're going to put that right hand palm on the wall. Behind you, as you step away, you turn away from that right hand, and you're just going to reach that right hand behind you as you press your weight into the wall to get a nice stretch on that right arm. So same thing. Yeah.
Which way do you want our fingers pointing?
So if I want your fingers pointing away from your shoulders. So if my hand's on the wall, I'm gonna counter turn away.
I did it the other way, and that wasn't good.
That's okay. It's not wrong. It's just, different. We're still moving and stretching. Go ahead and turn that weight into the wall. Excuse me. It must be dusty in here today. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. Good. Reaching and stretching into that wall.
Stacy, are we facing away from the wall or towards it?
You're kind of like your shoulders parallel to the wall. So if I was standing shoulder to shoulder with the wall, your face, that's what you're standing shoulder to shoulder with the wall with your arm behind you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're gonna face the wall. So my shoulders are square to the wall. You're gonna take that right hand across your body, just like you would if you were taking that left hand to pull your right elbow across your body. And you can even do that if it's a better stretch. And then you're gonna lean that right elbow into the wall and lean your weight into the wall as that arm is across your body. So kind of getting that outside shoulder stretch. Again, if you don't want to lean your weight into the wall, you can always just pull that elbow close to you with your left hand. Good. All right, about 15 seconds, and then we're going to do that high five on the wall where we bring our right hand up nice and high, pressing that palm into the wall as we face the wall. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out that arm, reach your right arm up. You're facing the wall, really nice and high on the wall. And then go ahead and press that armpit towards the wall, reaching those fingertips up. Good. Reaching up. Good. There we go, pressing that arm into the wall. And again, you can walk away if you like to just press more weight into that wall. You can feel free to shift your weight any direction to really get a nice stretch. Good. "15 more seconds. Breathing. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and shake out those shoulders. That is our standing portion for today. So we are going to move to our mat. Just so that we're going to start with straddle stretch. So down on the mat, and we're going to have our legs nice and wide as we're sitting up. So nice straddle stretch. Give those legs nice and wide. To start, take your time sitting down. And how I like to get a deeper straddle stretch is I try to move my heels out, or sometimes I'll just try to scoop my glutes forward as my heels are kind of just anchored into the ground. So while you're getting that straddle stretch, you can point and flex your toes just to get a little calf stretch in. Good. So go ahead and take those legs out nice and wide. And while we're just sitting in this position, I want you to sit up. I want you to have nice broad chest and keep those shoulder blades down. Have a nice long neck. And we're just gonna let our gravity do the work on the straddle stretch right now. We're not gonna lean forward or back. I want you to take both hands and I want you actually just to gently tug on your ears. You're gonna just pull those ears down towards the ground. Just a gentle tug. We're gonna just do a little bit of release in our ear and our jaw. If you have TMJ, I think that's how you call it, right? This is a nice little stretch for your jaw. And so we're just gonna do a twofer, what I like to call. We're in our straddle stretch, and we're just doing a little bit of extra by just pulling gently on our ears down. Good. You can even put a little pressure on those earlobes if you pinch them at the same time. Go ahead and adjust that straddle stretch if you can go a little bit wider. Please do. You're going to take the top of your ears now, pinch them with your 2 fingers, your pointer finger and your thumb, and just pull those ears up to the ceiling, looking nice and straight ahead. Good posture from this seated position. Beautiful. We're just breathing. You can point and flex your toes. All right, and go ahead and just bring your hands down. All right, we're gonna just do a nice straddle stretch forward fold. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands up over your head, reach and stretch up. And now I want you to inhale and exhale and come down to the center with your hands. And so just come down as far forward as you can. And I want you to just let that head relax between your arms and go ahead and walk those fingertips as far forward as you can and just hold. And as you're doing that, I want you to inhale and exhale and let all of your air come out of your body. And once you're fully exhaled, see if you can go a little bit further with those fingertips, sinking deeper into that stretch. And then make sure you inhale again. I don't want us holding our breath. But using that breath to go deeper into the stretch is key. And we're just holding this for a good 2 minutes. We're about 30 seconds in. Really just trying to release any tension we have in our inner thighs or our quads or hamstrings. Good.
Nine 27 a.m. One notification. Messages. Now. 1-877-338-1865. Text message.
We have about 30 seconds left. And then what we'll do is you're holding this position, we're only going to walk our hands to the right. And so you're not going to really leave this position, but if you need to take a break, you totally can, sit back up. So still in this position, reach those fingertips a little bit farther forward for the last 15 seconds. Excuse me. Good. And in 5 seconds, we're going to walk those hands to our right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's walk our hands to our right. You're gonna take your right hand and place it on your ankle or your calf, or you can even place it on the top of your foot, pulling your toes towards your nose. You're gonna take that left hand or left arm, and you're actually gonna bring it around and reach above your left ear so that you're getting a nice counter stretch in your left side, as you still should be hopefully feeling that stretch in your hamstring, your calf, potentially if you're pulling those toes towards your ear from this seated position. Letting gravity do the work as we just hold. Good. And just sometimes we kind of hold our head up. You don't have to hold your head up, just let your head hang. Honestly, just let gravity just kind of let your head hang and just get a nice stretch too there. So don't feel like your head has to be doing anything. Sometimes I just rest it on my shoulder. Good, reaching and stretching. So not just bending, you're reaching and stretching that top hand over towards your right foot as you're pulling that toes to your nose. About 30 more seconds, and then we'll walk our hands to our other leg and do the exact same thing. Good. Beautiful. All right, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna walk those hands over towards our left side. And we're gonna reach our left hand towards our left toes. Take our right hand over our ear and reach and stretch.
We stretching to the left?
Yes, sorry. I was, as I was processing what I said, I'm like, did I say that right? Yeah, we're stretching to the left. So my left hand is pulling my toes towards my nose. My right hand's reaching up over my head with my right ear as I stretch that right hand towards my left foot.
Okay, I wasn't doing that. Yeah, okay.
No worries. I'll just the opposite side of what we were doing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't do it to the right. You know, my right arm wasn't going up over, so.
Oh, okay. Do you still feel a stretch in your leg? Like, do you feel stretch somewhere?
Yeah.
There you go. Then we're good. We can flow a deep stretch. If you feel something, you're doing something. Breathing nice and big. I want you to still be using those belly breaths. And on your exhale to go deeper into that stretch and reaching. Good. Beautiful. About 30 more seconds on this side. Breathing. Again, let that head just relax. Sometimes I start holding it up. So sometimes my cues are to remind me to just let that head and gravity do the work. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna bring our legs into butterfly stretch. Just take your time. They have been in straddle stretch for a while, so sometimes it's a little tedious to get out of that position. But we're gonna bring our heels together, the bottoms of our feet together. Good. I want you to, you can use your hands and you can pull those ankles towards your glutes. But for this butterfly stretch, I really want us to sit up nice and tall. So I want you to have really good posture. And when I do that, sometimes that means that I can't actually grab my ankles. So I grab my shins. So nice high posture. I want you to have a good long neck. to start for butterfly position. Pulling those heels towards your glutes, just doing a nice little counter stretch. You can take the palms of your hands and you can press them down on your knees if you want. And now you can lean forward to go deeper into that stretch. You also can use your elbows to push those knees down towards the ground. And you can wiggle a little bit. Sometimes I like to shimmy my hips in this position to see how I can move either those heels towards my glutes better, or to just see where I kind of need a better stretch. Good. Just holding that. If you can get your nose to your toes, good on you. You can pull that nose to the toes. Just leaning forward. And as I do that, I like to round my shoulders and then I like to push my shoulder blades back just to feel a different stretch in my upper back and my spine, kind of like my mid back. 30 more seconds here. And as you're doing this, we're gonna do, I always forget what this one's called, but what we're gonna do is our knee is going to come to where the bottom of our foot is. And then we're gonna, it's not straddle stretch. I keep forgetting this name. I'm thinking, sorry.
Half butterfly? Is it a half butterfly?
Yeah, it's kind of like a half butterfly, but you're turning that knee out. Oh my God, we have a bunch of these exercises on the wall, and I'm trying to see if I can find it on the wall. I forget what it's called. But I'll explain it. We're gonna do a little counter stretch with that. So do about 5 more seconds in butterfly, and then I'll walk you through the next kind of stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you're gonna leave your left leg exactly as it is. You're going to take your right leg, you're gonna take the top of your, like the top part of your knee on that quad, and you're going to turn that so that your knee is touching your left heel. So what will happen is your right leg will kind of bend backwards behind you, but your top of your leg, the top of your knee is just kind of hugging that left foot.
Yeah. So your foot is literally pointing behind you.
Exactly.
Oh, I love this stretch and nobody's been doing it.
I'm forgetting what it is. So there's a couple things we're going to do with it too. This is a Pilates stretch actually.
The pigeon? Pigeon?
Yes, it's the pigeon. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That has been given. Well, it's kind of like the pigeon actually,
No,
but either way.
it's not really pigeon.
But we're in this position. So from here, what I want you to do first is I want you to sit up. So sometimes that's hard to do on that right hip. So I want you to sit up, have a nice tall back. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch to the left side. So you're going to take that right hand and you're going to stretch to the left, and you can place your left hand on the ground just to anchor you. And you're just going to stretch your right side out. And you might be like, why are we doing this? Because the counter stretch, what in Pilates, they call it the mermaid stretch. That's what but I know that's not what we call it. We're gonna do the counter stretch. The counter stretch is kind of the fun one. It's a little bit more challenging. So just reaching to the right, my left hand's anchored on the ground over my head as we're kind of in this position.
Oh, you're reaching to the right?
Yeah, right now we're reaching to the right. We're gonna reach to the left in just a second.
Okay.
Is it? I'm still trying to figure out what we're doing. I'm sorry. 90-90?
90-90, yes, thank you. That's what we're doing. That's what it is. It's 90-90. It's like both legs are in 90 degrees. Thank you.
Except
that we
one
call
is
mermaid in
pointing
Pilates.
forward and one is pointing to the left.
You have my left leg is in that same position as butterfly, and then my right leg's just behind it, behind me, but both feet are pointing the same direction. Now we're gonna do the counter stretch. So what happens is I want you to sit back up on both hips. It's sometimes hard to get equal. You're now gonna take that left hand, reach that left hand over your left ear, and you're gonna stretch to the right. So this is the counter stretch. And this is really where you kind of get some tightness either in those hips or in your side to really just lean that weight towards your right leg as it's tucked behind you. just reaching and stretching and breathing. Good. About 30 more seconds. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax that hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back into butterfly stretch. So we'll walk it through it again. So back into butterfly stretch. Both feet are together. Now your right leg this time is going to stay exactly where it is. Your left leg, you're going to turn out so that you're leaning a little bit on your right. Your left knee is going to kind of go on the crook of the bottom of your right foot. And so my right leg is in that butterfly position, and then my left leg is just turned away. So both my feet are basically looking the same way, but my left leg is kind of turned behind me towards my glute. And so 90-90 is what it's called. Thank you, Shelley, for that. I was really trying to find that in my bank of my brain. And we're gonna
You can turn your left foot towards the front, though.
Say that again?
I don't see how you can turn your left foot towards the front when you have your knee.
Not towards the front. It's just kind of they're like mirroring each other. So it is behind.
Yeah, mirroring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't done this one in a bit, so sorry as I'm working out some of the old cues.
But the left foot, is it partway between pointing backward and pointing to the left?
Yes. So basically the inside of your ankle and the inside of your foot is on the ground. And the outside, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to do the stretch where it's not our counter stretch. You're going to put your right hand on the ground. You're going to reach that left hand over your head and just reach to the side.
Which side?
Towards the right side. So just reaching towards the right side.
Okay.
And just reaching and breathing. Again, still trying to fill up that belly like a balloon. And as you exhale, just getting a nice stretch. Kind of really what we're doing before we do that opposite stretch, the counter stretch, is we're just letting our hips settle into this position. So it's like we say a lot, the gravity doing the work. The gravity is just allowing us to already be stretching as we're just in the position. And then we're just doing a deeper stretch as we kind of move in different ways and shift our weight. Good. All right, about 15 more seconds, and then we're going to do our counter stretch. Good. We're going to come back up towards that seated position. Take our right hand, reach it over our right ear towards our left side. So this is that counter stretch. If you want, you can take your left hand and place it on your left shin and just pull you closer that way. You might find you can go further on this side, or you might find that it's a little bit tougher. That's okay. It is a counter stretch, so it's a little bit different. And when I was in Pilates regularly, this is called the mermaid stretch, and I loved it. We would do it on the reformer, and so you kind of would be, a reformer is like a sliding table that uses cables and weights to give you a harder workout, and so we'd be using the cables and weights to do the mermaid stretch. I never feel like quite a mermaid, but it is fun. Good, reaching, really try to reach that right side over, almost like you're crunching your left side. Good. We're going to do some quad work next. And then beautiful. 15 more seconds. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can unravel yourself and then we're gonna lay on our bellies. So go ahead and take your time. And then we're just gonna go onto our bellies. We're gonna do a quad stretch from our bellies. And so that can look 2 ways for you. If you are flexible enough and able, you can pull your heel towards your glute and use your right hand to grab the top of your right foot to then pull your leg up in the air to get a nice quad stretch, to the front of your leg to get a nice quad stretch. If it's hard to do that from laying on your belly, you can lay on your side and grab your pant leg, or you can grab the top of your leg and then pull your leg back the same way, getting a quad stretch. So some people can do it easier from their belly or from their side. You pick. We're just getting a nice good quad stretch in.
Which side are you doing?
I'm doing the right side first.
Okay.
So just really reaching for that quad and pulling it back. Good. Pulling that heel. You can also lift that leg back a little bit. So almost like you're doing a C curve and pushing your belly out. You can kind of pull that heel back more or lift it up to get a good quad stretch. We have about 45 more seconds holding this. Making sure we're breathing. About 15 seconds. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and gently relax that leg. You can shake it out if you need to. We're gonna then rotate to we're gonna go to the other side. So you can go ahead and grab your left heel or the top of your left foot and go ahead and pull that back, that heel towards your glute to get a nice quad stretch. And again, we're breathing. Really just nice big breaths. And again, when we're deep stretching and we're stretching, we want to just imagine our muscles, our myofascia, or sorry, not our myofascia, our fascia just releasing. And so what they say is it looks like Swiss cheese. And so as our fascia, those deep fiber tissues release and create space for better mobility, it's like pulling apart string cheese. You have all these little holes. So it's not enmeshed like a tightly woven sweater. There's space. And that's what we're doing, is we're trying to create that space. So as our muscles relax and melt, as we hold that stretch longer, we're allowing our fascia to breathe and move more, which increases our mobility. And using our breath to do that is a great tool. All day long, we can use our breath to release tension and bring awareness to our body and what we're feeling. About 30 more seconds. Good. And if you're starting to feel nothing, try and shift your weight or pull that heel closer to your glute or lift it up. You want to feel discomfort, but not pain. And you're like, wow, this is really discomfort. You can talk to your leg too. Be like, okay, we're just going to release this tension. It is okay to release this tension. I love telling my body what to do. I'm like, all right, we can relax. Let's just release, let it go. 15 more seconds. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently let go of that leg and go ahead and relax. We're gonna go down or go back to our bellies. If you weren't on your belly, you're on your side. We're just on our bellies now. And we're gonna do a little ab stretch, so a little cobra pose. So let's put our hands flat on the ground so that our thumbs are in line with our armpits. We're gonna tuck those elbows in and we're gonna press our chest up with our hands. And you're gonna look up to the sky. Now, what I like to do once I'm here is I'm actually gonna inch my hands back a little bit further towards my glutes so that I can get my chest up higher so that my belly can actually hang down more. And from here, I'm just gonna breathe and hold, looking up to the ceiling, really allowing my back to do a C curve, but really allowing my belly from my, kind of where my sternum is, all the way down past my belly button to just stretch. So letting your belly hang, we're not engaging our core. We're just breathing and releasing any tension we have in our abdomen or our gut. Really breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back down. Now, if you want to start with your hands lower, so you can move your hands towards your chest or a little bit lower, you can. Just when you press up, I want you to keep those elbows tucked in. So inhale, exhale, press those elbows tucked in, press your chest up, drive that pelvic floor into the ground, let your belly hang out, and breathe. Good. Beautiful job. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back down. We're gonna go into child's pose next. So our heels will come together and we will then press our we'll press our hips back towards our heels, extending our arms in front of us so that our head just relaxes between our arms. You can let your head relax on the mat if you want. You can also drop down to your elbows as well. Either way, your hands or your elbows are pressing your weight towards your heels. Your body, so your belly is just hanging between you as your head relaxes on the mat for a little child's pose. Good. Just a few seconds, we're gonna go into tabletop to do a little cat-cow before we do some downward dog to get a nice stretch in our calf, which we haven't quite done yet. And then we'll end standing. Inhale. As you exhale, let's transition to our tabletop position. So my wrists, elbows, and shoulders are stacked up on top of each other, and my knees and my hips and my feet are making a 90-degree angle. We're gonna rotate between cat and cow, so you can do this at your own pace. I will walk through it for anyone that just wants me to. You're gonna inhale, tuck your chin to chest, and then go ahead and round your shoulders, pushing your spine up to the ceiling, tucking that pelvic floor in for cat pose. And do a few cycles of breath here before you go to cow. So really just reaching and stretching that spine up to the ceiling, tucking that pelvic floor in. On your next inhale, exhale, you're gonna push your belly down to the ground, bring your head up towards the sky, and just let your belly hang, breathing. Again, just doing a few cycles of breaths at each pose, really focusing on what each pose is supposed to do. For cow pose, you're just letting your belly hang, creating that C curve in your back, your head going up. And for cat pose, you're tucking your pelvic floor, tucking your chest, or tucking your chin, pushing and rounding those shoulders out to get that spine closer to the ceiling. When I'm in cat pose and cow pose, I love to shimmy my hips back and forth because I love to get a little hip action, if you will, to just get a little more space in those hips. I think I mentioned before, I just have very tight hips often, so I like to just kind of give it a little bit more mobility when I can. And just shifting back to cat, or through between cat and cow. We'll be here for about 15 more seconds. Using your breath. Now we are gonna move to downward dog. If downward dog is challenging for you to do a calf stretch, you can stand up and do a calf stretch on the wall. So I'll describe both. Good. You're gonna take your hands and move them out in front of you a little bit wider. You're gonna tuck your toes underneath onto the mat, and then you're gonna press your hips up to the sky. You're gonna try to drive those heels into the ground as your body makes a pyramid for downward dog. Pressing your head between your arms, driving those heels towards the mat to get a really nice calf stretch. And we are holding this, so breathing. If you need to take breaks, you can gently press your knees down. If you're on the wall, you can be about a body length away. Your hands can anchor into the wall. As you place your weight on your toes, trying to drag those heels down to get that calf stretch in. You also can place the ball of your foot on the wall with your heel down, and then just kind of lean forward to get that nice calf stretch. Good. And we're just holding. If you're on the wall and you need to switch feet, you can. Now is the time. Really just trying to make sure we get every body part today. Good, about 15 more seconds. Make sure you're breathing. We're gonna stand up after this to do our forward folds. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently stand up, take your time. You can kind of shake it out a little bit. Good. We're just gonna shrug our shoulders a little bit, kind of pedal our feet back and forth. We're gonna do 2 forward folds. We're gonna inhale. As we exhale, bring your hands up over your head, reach and stretch the sky. Hinge at the hip and reach away from your body as you slowly come down into that forward fold position. Letting your head and arms hang, letting gravity do the work. We're just gonna hold this for about 15 seconds. Inhaling, and as you exhale, let your spine decompress more, creating more space. On your next inhale, exhale, you'll slowly come back up. Inhale. Exhale, stack your vertebrae from your tailbone first. Each vertebrae by vertebrae coming on top or stacking on top of one another. Good. All right, one more forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, bring those hands up over your head. Reach and stretch out down to the ground as you come into that forward fold. This time you can grab either elbow.
1, 2, 1, 5, 4, 8, 5, 1, 3, 4, 6,
I want you just to rotate your shoulders and hips a little bit back and forth. Push those elbows towards the ground, creating a little more space in the upper body or the upper spine. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, exhale, you can slowly come back up. Good. Roll your shoulders forward 3 times. Roll your shoulders backwards 3 times. You can give your muscles a little kiss if you'd like. Thank yourself for showing up today. And that is class, everybody.